Hey, this is Tommy Carlos, and you are streaming the Melodies and Memories podcast with Julian and Aaron Schreiber.
Let it crash and burn and learn your lessons.
Welcome to the Melodies and Memories podcast with Julian and Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, they connect melodies and memories with fans and singer-songwriters from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your hosts of the Melodies and Memories podcast, Julian and Aaron Schreiber.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? We are excited for this one. Boy, this one's been a long time coming. I'm ready. We're going to test the sound, make sure everything sounds good before we start rolling. So once I get the thumbs up from across the table there, how's it sound on your end?
Double check one more time.
Check. 1, 2.
Check your camera though. Make sure it's on.
It is. So why are you getting an echo?
No, I think we're good now.
Are you good?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
I think we're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
It feels like we haven't done a show in like a month.
I know.
We've had technical difficulties, a couple rescheduled.
So far, we're like knocking it out of the park.
So far. Now it's
a little early.
Yeah,
it's a little early.
Nail in the coffin on that one. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and get ready to start. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello and welcome everyone to season 6 of the Melodies and Memories podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Schreiber.
And I'm your co-host, Jillian Schreiber.
Our mission tonight is to provide a platform for motivated singers, songwriters, passionate fans, or someone who's making a difference in and around the music community. We hope everyone listening leaves inspired with a positive outlook and begins connecting their own melodies to memories. Tonight, we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. And I'm One Tree Planted. For every 1,000 downloads of the show, we plant a tree with One Tree Planted. Download the show on your favorite podcast app today. And Poddex. Poddex are the hottest tool to get your next great interview. Unique interview questions in the palm of your hand. We'll get to see those play a factor in the show later on. And our on-screen sponsors tonight is Art on a Higher Wire by Joelle, original and custom artwork, inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. And Shed Services. At Shed Services, we offer a full range of maintenance services depending on your needs. Find them at shedservices.com. If you're looking for ways to support or sponsor Melodies and Memories, then please head over to our Patreon page. Tier start just $1. If Patreon is something you can't do, the next best way is to support the show is to like, share, review, and subscribe anywhere you can find us. We go live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central. Facebook and YouTube. Just join the show if you can, because you can interact with the show, ask questions, or join in on the live chat with your favorite guests. Remember to visit our website, melodiesmemories.com, for music news, concert views, and photos, playlists, and more. I say we normally go live at 7 on Mondays, but this Friday, we're actually going live at 11 Central.
No.
11 Eastern. 10 o'clock Central.
Yeah.
So this Friday, we have a special show coming up. So make sure you tune in if you guys are available. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be live on site in West Virginia. And just watch our socials. We'll be announcing everything that's going on. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. So like I said, tonight has been a long time coming. We welcome on Austin Bishop for episode 141. This Alabama native has been grinding his teeth into music since he was 5 years old. Tonight, we are honored to discuss the melodies and memories that make up his journey. Let's bring Austin on. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, if you do me a favor, just tilt your camera up one more time for me. Like I said, this guy has a badass beard. If you're listening and you're not watching the show, you gotta go back and watch the show because he has a good looking beard here. So how you doing? What was that?
It used to look a lot better. I got trigger happy during the summer and with my clippers and cut half of it off, so I'm starting to regrow it.
I did that once and now I still just shave my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm going with it. So we've been talking about doing this for some months now, man. So I'm so glad that I finally had you on, be able to get to talk to you. I like to start this show the same way every week. I like to throw it back to maybe your earliest music memory. What was kind of being played around the house growing up? And I always like to know your first concert experience too.
Earliest memories growing up would have to be with my grandmama. I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandmama loved to sing. We'd travel all over the place. She used to sell Pampered Chef stuff, so she'd go do all the parties and everything, and I would go with her. But she loved gospel music and Elvis Presley, Pat Fine, all that good stuff. So probably singing with her, riding down the road or cleaning, cooking. She was a hell of a cook. She still is a hell of a cook. So that's how I got to be such a big lad. But for sure, my grandmother is where I get my love of music from. And when I think about, my early years, she's the first thing that pops up.
Nice, man. That's awesome that you'd have that memory too. I was raised by my parents on rock and country, man. So it was the perfect combination. I love that you got that. So you started singing what, 5?
Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess grandmama would drag me up in the church choir, make me sing, and when I'd sing around the house, she'd be like, "You're singing out of your nose," But
So
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we talked briefly about your first concert experience. Was that around the same time, or did you go to a concert much after that age?
I'm trying to think what my first concert would have been. I don't remember going to one when I was younger.
Oh.
I guess the first big concert that I ever went to was probably like a Riley Green show with a couple buddies of mine.
What part of Alabama are you from?
Piedmont.
Okay.
So I'm actually right down the road from where Riley from. It's funny when he first got used to play over at this bar called Brothers in Jacksonville, and I was a bouncer over there. I had just gotten into college. I was probably my second year there, and I was a bouncer over there. And he was playing one night. I remember that. It was pretty cool.
No, man, dude's blowing up. We just saw him with Luke Bryan not too long ago, and huge things for that guy. So
crazy.
So you started at age around 5 or 6, kind of singing, breaking the mold. When did you start kind of writing or kind of saying, you know what, this might be something I want to pursue? Did you already know how to play guitar at this point, or?
So I started playing guitar when I was in college. I had a roommate, and he brought like this $60 guitar to the house, and he's like, I think I'm gonna learn how to play. And so I was like, man, I've always wanted to learn how to play. My grandmama tried to get me to learn to play piano and guitar and stuff like that when I was younger, but I was playing so many sports and outdoors and stuff like that. I didn't take the time to do it. But he started playing and I did too, and I kind of took on to it a little bit faster than he did. And so he went and his daddy got him I can't remember what name brand it was, like a $400 guitar. It was nice though, it played good. And when he would go, he played ball with me. And when he would go to like workouts and class and stuff, and I would still be at the house, I would sneak his guitar out and start playing it. And he brought his girlfriend over to the house one night and was picking around on it. I said, man, let me see that thing. And so I started playing it, and I mean I was still god awful, but I played it, and from that point on he started hiding his guitar so I couldn't find it.
Now, did you have anything that helped you learn to play, or did you just kind of just play by ear? I know, like now these days, kids can put on YouTube videos, but
Marty Schwartz on YouTube, baby. That's how I started. I just started learning like music theory and stuff the past probably last year and a half. When COVID started, hitting us pretty good. Yeah. I had a lot of time on my hands, so I don't know near as much as I should. I do a lot by ear, and I'll wing a whole lot of stuff. So. But I'm not the best guitar player. But I started playing in college, and we had one bar in the college that I ended up graduating from, and it was my junior year. And I went into the bar and I told the owner, I was like, look, man, I know y'all do live music here every now and then. Let me come in and play for an hour. And he said, all right. So a couple months went by, and I'd been in there 3 or 4 times, and I hadn't heard nothing from him. He hadn't said nothing about it. And I had recorded myself on my phone, and I told him, I said, man, watch 30 seconds of this video. If you like it, let me come in and play for an hour. You ain't got to pay me. Just let me come in and play. And if you don't, that's cool. You're the only bar in town. I'm still going to come shoot pool, drink your beer, eat your wings. Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about. So he watched the video, and he showed it to his wife, and they kind of looked at each other, and he looked at me, and he's like, could you play for 4 hours in 2 weeks?
Done.
I was like, hell yeah. And like 10 songs, and I wrote 6 of them. So, I didn't know what I was going to do. I ended up having like my MacBook on stage, and I was, like finding the chords and reading the lyrics off. And he messed up he gave me the whole door that night. And, you know, me playing ball, I guess, you know, a few people had heard that I was playing. And so they showed up.
Nice.
It was pretty packed. And I think I ended up making like $800 on my first show. And I was working at the grocery store. I was done playing ball by the time I started playing shows. And I was working at the grocery store. And I called my boss next morning. And I told him, I said, I don't think I'm going to make it in today, boss man.
I got that $800 from last night. I ain't coming back.
That's
cool.
amazing.
We'll see you on Sunday. And I was like, no, you probably. And of course, every show is not like that at all. But
Right.
especially starting off, dude, I remember playing for nothing, you know. But that was a really cool experience. And that's when when I had my first show is when I knew, like, this is what I got to do.
What I want to do. Yeah. That's cool.
I love that. So now, this is before you graduated or after you graduated? You said a little bit before, right?
It was before. Yeah, I probably had a year left. It took me like 5.5. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So
I feel you.
I heard a cool little story though that I wanted you to share though about how you got your first guitar, because that was when you're going to school, and you know sometimes those student loans, dude. You know.
yeah. So I just got put on scholarship. I had to walk on at West Alabama. My grades wasn't good at JSU, so I walked on at West Alabama and played for a year and got my scholarship. So I was going to get some refund money, but you know I still had to pay my rent and groceries and stuff like that. So I took out like an extra $1,000 maybe on my student loans, and went to the music shop over in Meridian, Mississippi, and bought me like a $500 Epiphone. And just took off from there.
Yeah, man. You got to do what
Well, you
gotta
put it to
do.
good use, so it was worth it.
Well, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was like, "Man, it's just $500. Just do it." And it's paid off so far. So
Yeah, for sure.
probably one of the better loans I've taken out for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Right? Yeah, you got to take risks sometimes, and sometimes you got to spend the money to make the money, and it's chasing those dreams too. So when did you start writing anytime in college, or was that kind of after college? And before you started writing, before you started songwriting, did you write any like kind of poetry or journals or do anything like that?
Nah, well, I started writing just as soon as I started playing, to be honest with you. As soon as I could put 4 chords together and make some kind of progression, I wanted to, you know, try to put my story on some paper. But I never really did take into journaling or poetry and stuff like that. It never really did interest me. And I used to love to read. You know, back when I was in middle school and high school, I didn't really do much reading in college, but besides what I had to. But yeah, I started when I started playing guitar, and you know I'm learning new stuff, songwriting every day. I don't think I'm a very good songwriter, but you know, I like telling my stories and sharing my experience. Just hoping somebody out there can kind of connect with it, you know, and feel something.
I'm still trying to figure out how he got through a 4-hour show as his first show, though.
That's talent.
I'm not shitting you. I played When It Rains, It Pours at least 8 times within that 4 hours, but it was because it was requested. So I was trying to spread it out, but they were like, "Man, just play Luke Combs again." I'm like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. We're good."
Did you have the beard then too?
That's
They probably
amazing.
like this guy almost looks like Luke. Come on now, let him play some Luke Combs.
The beard had just started growing in, so it was the time was right.
I love that, man. So now, I mean, did you going into that show though? Did you have any nerves, or how did you kind of overcome that show, man? Because 4 hours for your first show, I mean, just talking about that had to be a challenge, a nerve wracking in a way. So how did you prep for that show, other than your MacBook?
Yeah, the MacBook definitely carried the weight that night. But my first actual show, I guess, was like a school talent show. Probably like 3 months before I actually played the show at the Brass Monkey, the bar that I played at.
Yeah.
But that was wild, the talent show. I was the last one to. There was like 30 participants, and you know all the sororities and stuff were there. So there's like at least 500 people there on the lawn, and of course, I'm the last one. I think I ended up playing. It was a Post Malone song that was hot at the time, just because I wanted, I wanted to sing at least a song everybody knew. But they went nuts. They went nuts, and then I was almost ready to walk off the stage when they told me to go up the stairs. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. And then my buddy looked at me. He was like, just do it. And so I went up there and I played. But for the 4-hour show, man, I told myself just try to have fun. I was nervous. I probably took at least 4 shots before I got started. That probably wasn't the smartest idea about 2.5 hours in, because everybody's like, oh hell yeah, throwing beers and stuff.
They're probably buying you shots.
They were probably
yeah.
That was really the main reason that I didn't go to work the next day. I didn't want to leave him. At the same time, I wasn't getting out of bed.
I love that, man. So kind of when I was researching for this show, something I learned about you, you're a family man. You work full time and you're trying to do music full time. How are you juggling all this, dude? Because honestly, that's impressive. That's 3 full-time jobs you're pretty much trying to put into one. So how do you juggle a day-to-day of keeping your passion alive, keeping your dream alive at the same time as being a family man and a hard-working man?
You sleep with your boots on. No, man, it's a lot. I won't lie, but man, I've always been high strung. Me and my grandma were talking about it the other day. As soon as I got my keys, I was never home. I was always doing something, into something. My wife will tell you, like, I'm always moving. I can't stand being home more than 3 or 4 hours. I'll go to the store just to get out of the house. But my wife is a real big part of it too. She's the backbone. When I'm gone, she takes care of everything in the house, and 3 kids, and that's a freaking zoo in itself. So the house being clean and everything when I got home too. I couldn't do it without her, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. We went down I played at Floribama this past weekend, and my family got to go down there, and we got down there Friday night about 12 o'clock. I played on the beach from 4 to 8, and then I played last night from 5 to 9. Loaded all of us up, drove back home, got home at 3:30 this morning. Woke up at 6, got my shower, shaved my head, and went to work. And I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, I appreciate you spending this time with us tonight, man. This makes me appreciate way more.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, it keeps me on my toes, but it keeps me going, dude. I think idle time is not good, but I do appreciate it when it does come. So
That's me, man. I try to stay as busy as I can. I always want to be busy, because if I slow down, it's like, I don't know, I get bored too easily. I love staying busy and keep going, man.
I'm pretty sure I have like undiagnosed ADHD, because
I do.
I can't focus. I'm doing 3 things at one time, 4 or 5 conversations the next. Like it's crazy.
If you ever get a chance to get that checked out, man, I got re-diagnosed like 2 years ago with ADHD, and I got on some meds. And I always explain to people, and you probably get this, it's like going sometimes 3-lane road, like in front of you, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
I balance out my meds. You got that straight lane. So you kind of get a little focused, you get going. So
yeah, I see that a lot at my job. I'm a special ed teacher, so we see a lot of kids with ADHD and stuff like that. Seeing the kids have to go through that month, maybe 2 months, where they have to regulate their medicine. It's kind of sad.
It is hard.
Zombie to it don't work, and most of the time it takes about 3 or 4 tries from what I've seen to get it.
Yeah, we have an 8-year-old that has it real bad too, and that he just got changed meds, and he gets it from his dad though.
Yeah,
definitely gets it from the dad.
Yeah.
So, tell me what you got coming up, man. What does the rest of your 2022 and into your 2023 look like? I know you just released a new single in May. Are you working on anything else new, or when you find the time, that is?
Yeah, that's the main thing, finding the time, between the job and the family and everything, just finding an off day here and there during a break to drive to the studio and get some stuff laid down. I've got a handful of songs that I'm ready to cut. It's just waiting for the right time to do it. I am hopefully going into the studio here in the next month or so to cut one to put a single out before the year's up with. Show wise though, I think I'm gonna take a little break during December, try to spend some time with the family and revamp to start the new year strong. There's some pretty big things coming in the new year I'm hoping for and that we're trying to figure out. So 2022 or 2023, I forget what year it is, should be a pretty good for me, I hope.
Hell yeah, man. Well, anytime you get ready to drop a new single, anything like that, you give us a holler because we're gonna share it for you. We'll put it out there for you, and we'll help push it as much as we can, man. We're definitely in your corner. So I love being able to follow you. So we're gonna move on to our Powered by Poddex, is our sponsored section of the night. Earlier we pulled 2 cards out. The first one, do you ever struggle with self-doubt about your music career? If so, how do you overcome that in order to keep going? So I know being as busy as you are, there's probably a little bit that makes you question it sometimes. How do you overcome that, man?
It's every day, dude. Every day, and I think if any artist says they don't have self doubt, they're lying. To be honest with you, but it's I think the thing that drives me the most is just the feeling that I get when I get up on stage and seeing the people's faces. The ones that I don't know, and especially the ones that I have seen before. Them spending their time or their money on a ticket or whatever, and to come hear me. And that means a lot to me. The fact that people would give their time to me, because I know I ain't hardly got any time to give to anybody. So to come out and just hang out, drink some beer, listen to some music, and fellowship. That's real big for me. But um, the other thing I guess would I don't know, that's probably the biggest driving force, I would say.
Yeah. That's awesome. So our second one is, what current artists inspire you the most? Like, who's on your playlist right now, or who's just standing out that is really inspiring you right now?
To be honest with you, man, I listen to all kind of stuff. I think the person that's inspired me the most would probably be like Tyler Childers type vibe person in general, just coming from what he did. I don't know how rough he had it, but I know that he come from the mud kind of like I did.
Yeah.
And I respect that drive and that passion. It turned real fast on him, and that kind of gives me hope too. I heard him in an interview say one time that he's not trying to impress anybody. He's just trying to make music, and that's one thing that I have to tell myself, is that I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm not trying to sound like anybody else, and I'm really not trying to impress anybody. If anything, I'm trying to help people and help myself. Football was kind of my escape growing up, from all the stuff that I had to go through, and when that was over, I kind of turned to music, and I fell in love. So you know, no matter how crazy life is, no matter what's going on, what situation I'm in, whether I'm playing, around a campfire to 3 people or opening up for Craig Morgan, it's a different kind of feeling being able to sit there and play my guitar and sing and bring joy to myself and maybe one or two other people.
Hell yeah, man.
Hmm.
Well, we'll have to get you on one of our
That's
writers
amazing.
rounds sometimes, because honestly,
Oh,
dude, your story, everything is just amazing, and I cannot wait to just hear you live and hear you
Mhm.
play. I know we're gonna get a little teaser here in a little bit,
Yeah.
but we'll have to, next year we're gonna be doing a few more out in Nashville, and we'll have to bring you up. Are you far from Nashville at all?
no, it's about 2.5 hours.
Oh, that ain't bad at all. So you always can get up there. Do you write a lot? Do a lot of co-writing?
I do. I try to write. I try to write it as much as I can at home by myself. But I've got a couple buddies up in Tennessee that are all right with. But I mean, I've wrote with Eric Dillon, Tyler Reeve. But then I wrote my favorite writers that I write with, though, my buddies from over in Bellevue. No, it's not Bellevue. Well, Bryce is from Bellevue, Iowa, but they actually live in Bell Buckle and War Trace, Tennessee now. Bryce Ray and Asher Cataldo. Those are my dogs right there. We love sitting down and writing together.
Hell yeah, man. I love that. I love that. We're definitely big fans of the songwriter here. So, all right. Now, this next segment is going to be a fun one. We picked 4 songs. the first memory you have with that song, you just spit it out. If you don't have a memory, we could pass on it.
Sometimes people don't have a memory.
People don't, but
They're like,
I just don't be mad. Don't be mad.
I kind of do. I do some research, so I try to pick it up.
right.
Let's see. Do the yellow first. We'll start it off pretty crazy. I'm not afraid to take a stand. So when you hear Eminem, man, Not Afraid, where are you going with that song? Where's it taking you?
Dude, I'm in Piedmont, Alabama on a Friday night with the lights on, about to come out of the tunnel. We had like our stadium. It just got rebuilt my sophomore year, and we got this freaking sweet facility with turf, and that was on my playlist. I don't even think I had an iPod. It was like a or something.
yeah.
And sitting there jamming, just waiting to go out that tunnel, man, for sure.
I figured with you being football, and I was looking around the time you probably were playing football. I'm like, you know what? That was his jam.
Huge Eminem guy. I could probably rap 3/4 of that album if that song's on.
That's awesome.
Well, this one here will probably bring you back with some similar memories, but we'll see. Go ahead and hit the green one. So what's that memory, man? When you hear Boys of Fall, Kenny Chesney, what's that memory that just pops right in your head?
Probably having that jersey on, walking down the hallway. You know, and Piedmont's a real big football town. That's pretty much all we got. And you know, if you're on a football team, you pretty big deal.
Like a celebrity, right?
You got that blue and gold jersey on a Friday. You boss for sure.
Yeah.
We went and saw a show once in Hoover, Alabama, and we got to learn a little bit about the whole like the TV show down there and everything. I'm like, man, they love their football here.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus and football is exact order. Jesus, football, and maybe your family. I don't know.
All right, go ahead and hit the yellow one. So I heard you raised up on a little Bon Jovi here and there, kind of dug in some rock early on. If you hear Bon Jovi, man, where does that take you?
So my mom drove like a 06, it wasn't even 06. It was like a 95. Yeah, 95 Ford Taurus, I think. And it had a cassette player, and it had Bon Jovi all in it all the time for sure.
I love that. I had a 1990 Toyota Tercel that had a cassette player. I love that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cassettes might make a comeback one of these days. We'll see.
Good, clean music right there.
Right? All right, go ahead and hit that last one. What was it? That green? Yeah, green. You'll like this one. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. So I've had Big Alan Jackson doing it, but I'll fly away, man. I know you do your own little version of that song too, but when you hear that song, where's the first place it takes you?
Grandmama for sure, church, and just with God, man. It's crazy when I play that song. I play it everywhere, but I just get a feeling in my stomach, and I like to think that's good Lord, appreciating me trying to spread His word too.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I
love that. Yeah, when I was researching, I came across your version on YouTube. I was like, man, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
This sounded amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are out there, check out his version on YouTube. You will definitely be impressed, I promise you. All right, so before we wrap things up and get you to play one for us, we're going to put you on the hot seat real quick. It's 10 quick questions, under a minute we try to do it in. And we'll just see. The first thing that comes to mind, just spit it out. The first vinyl you ever purchased?
Leonard Skinner. I can't remember what the name. It was a Skinner vinyl.
All right. If you had an endless supply of something, what would it be?
Dip.
Oh, there we go. Who has the best pizza you ever had?
Oh, I was up there somewhere close to Wrigleyville North with Dave Canavan.
Yeah.
He told me the spot. I can't remember what it was, but it was delicious.
Luminati's.
That sounds right.
Yep. We live right down the street from there, so we definitely know. Oh, yeah. We know Lou's real well. So.
We had Lou's for dinner.
We did.
You know, we did.
What's the strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
A person.
All right. The worst day job you've ever had?
Oh God. I was a sandblaster when I got done at Jacksonville State. I was a sandblaster for about 8 months, and that made me realize I was going to finish college because that shit's awful.
Yeah.
What's one thing people buy that you feel is a waste of money?
Expensive ass clothes.
Thank you. It's gonna get worn out.
This shirt was $10 bucks, and I wear it every day. It don't bother me. It kills me. People paying like $120 for these sparkling ass jeans and all that. that's just Alabama coming out of me, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, we're proud Kohl's shoppers here,
Yeah.
man. Kohl's is our group.
Walmart. We shop at Walmart. Whatever.
Walmart's always been my go-to. That and the thrift shop.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
What's a song you wish you wrote?
I don't know.
This one always stumps everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So many. There's a Keith Whitley song, and I can't remember which one it was, which one it is, but I was just listening to it the other day, and I hadn't really listened to it, and it was the most beautiful song I'd ever heard in my life. So probably anything Keith Whitley I would be cool with.
I love that, man. Oh man, we lost him way too soon.
No,
What's something on your to-do list that never gets done?
You should ask my wife this question.
I was gonna say, I feel like he probably gets everything done on his to-do list.
Well, no, not really. It's between grass and everything. Like, let's see, something I never do that needs to get done. I don't know. I'm a real bad procrastinator, but
Yeah.
I mean, I come in the clutch. Like it would crack me up when my professors in college like, you're not going to wait till the week before to start that. I'm like, bet.
Watch me.
Watch me. That's what I say.
Pray, baby. Players make plays. That's what happens.
Love that. What's your favorite microwavable food?
Leftovers.
Yes. That's awesome.
Leftovers.
All right, man. And the last question we have for you, we ask everybody, what's on your musical bucket list? What's something that you want to do that where you kind of feel I succeeded in music? Maybe have a top 10 hit. What do you think? Maybe a cut?
I want to pay my bills and not have to. That's all I'm worried about. I don't care. I don't care if I make $1 million. I don't care if I get a top 100 hit. It don't matter to me. I just want to be able to, play my music, share my story, and do what I love doing and make a living doing it. And being able to provide for my family and be confident that that's what's going to get us through and get us everything that we need. So definitely just make a living is all I'm worried about right now.
I love that, man. That was a great answer. Well, before we let you go, man, you have a new single that came out in May, Daddy's Wore Out Boots. I would love to know the backstory about that song, where it came from, and we'd love to hear it if you don't mind playing for us.
Yeah, for sure. So I was raised by my grandparents, like I said, and they were on fixed income. And one thing that I always noticed was my granddaddy's boots and his shoes, his tennis shoes. Everything he had was just so wore out. And I remember being like, 12, 13 years old, and I asked him one day, I said, Pop, why don't you just buy you a new pair of boots? And he's like, these are comfortable. I can't get rid of them. And, I knew he was full of crap because they had holes in them. And, he walked sideways. There wasn't no way. And come to find out, I didn't know we struggled like we did because they didn't let me know. I didn't know we were poor. I had everything I needed, so I thought we were fine. But he was sacrificing, his new pair of boots for mine. And so I wrote this with Asher, and no, Asher went on this. It was Bryce Ray, and our other buddy Dayton Olson. I got to play with him last weekend. Just talking about being thankful for everything that my dad, my granddad sacrificed for me, and you know, hopefully there's some blue collar daddies out there that know they're appreciated, you know, when they hear the song. So without further,
all right, we'll give you the stage, buddy. Here you go.
My dog, we got a lab puppy about 3 weeks ago, and she decided she was going to chew my capo. So if you got a little rattle, don't pay it no attention. Well, he lied, say he kept on 'cause they were comfy. But those wore out boots didn't have no soul. He got every single cent out of his money. He paid for them 10 long years ago. And I never knew what he went through to keep his babies fed. Sleepless nights, the rain or shine with blisters on his hands. Now everything I've got and all I do is 'cause daddy's wore out boots. I remember when he jumped that first base fence after working overtime to pay the rent. When I hit my first home run, and he nearly broke my neck. With his boots covered in red dirt and me covered in his sweat. And I never knew what he went through to keep his babies fed. Sleepless nights, the rain or shine with blisters on his hands. Now everything I've got and all I do is 'cause of daddy's wore out boots. And behind every good woman or a good man is a good woman. And my wife and my grandmother are definitely a testament to that. So we couldn't write the song without talking about Mama. So we wrote Mama a verse too. And there's Mama putting supper on the table. She works hard for her hard-working man. He said, boy, she's the reason that we're able. I'm not the only one with calloused hands. He said, your grass is greener if you were to keep it fed. Stay off your ass and toe that line, boy, you won't drown in sweat. And it's something every man's just gotta do. And everything I've done for you. These are wore out boots. These are wore out boots. Yeah, these wore out boots. Something like that.
Beautiful.
That was
Loved
amazing. Oh, I love it. And you can find that on Spotify, Apple, anywhere music's available. You can find that right now, right?
Whatever you listen to music on, it should be on there. If not, email me, Facebook me, let me know, because I paid enough damn money. It better be.
it.
Hell yeah. Well,
Get
go
to the bottom
download
of
it.
it.
You guys, yeah, definitely go download that song. That was, man, Daddy's
amazing.
Wore Out Boots. That was a badass
Love
song.
it.
Dude,
Appreciate it.
thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight, man. I know you have to be exhausted.
It's been a blast. Have to be in soon.
Yeah, dude, man. I appreciate every bit of it. And dude, honestly, I wish you nothing but the best, man, because you're just raw talent. You deserve the best.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Let me know when y'all get ready to do some riders rounds somewhere. Holler at me.
We should have a couple next year at Live Oak in Nashville. And when we start booking them again, I'll definitely be reaching out for sure, dude.
Love to, brother. Love to. Let me know.
Be an honor, dude. All right. Well, you have a great night, Austin, man. It was great having you tonight.
Appreciate you.
Have a
Bye.
good
Take
one, buddy.
care.
Man, what I love these shows, man. He's been so good lately.
Yeah, he was so sweet.
He's
He
awesome.
was fantastic. Yeah.
We've been booking this or planning this or talking this probably for 5 months, 6 months now.
Mhm.
Just haven't had a chance to get them all lined up, but we finally got them all.
Lord, he's busy enough.
I know. I was he said 3 kids?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask him. It looked like he was sitting outside. I bet he was sitting outside because the kids are inside.
Yeah, it's not like ours upstairs.
I wanted to tell him, well, you can hear ours jumping above our heads.
I know. I'm going to get some more soundproof tiles and soundproof this whole ceiling one of these days.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We had a blast. Man, Austin
was fantastic.
Dude,
yeah.
Big things for that guy. Definitely check him out. Go download that music. You can find everything in the show notes, all the links for all of his music pages. We're just excited.
His tone is beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like it was so he's got a great tone.
Oh, I know. I was just over here just getting lost. I love getting lost when they play those songs. I love it.
Right. Awesome.
Man, so if you guys have not checked out melodiesandmemories.com, check it out if you get a chance. Yesterday, we did something really cool. We got to go out to the grand opening of the Shuckin' Shack in Naperville to see our good friend Warren Garrett and CJ Soler.
Yeah.
Great interviews with them. Great show. And Jillian walked away with a year's supply of seafood. I don't know how that happened. They're giving it away. She won it. I think it was amazing. So I guess I know where date night is for the next year or so.
Super excited. Yeah.
All right. We talked about a special show coming up this Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. We have a show. We are bringing my uncle on. He is finally, after 36 years, retiring from his job as executive director of the West Banco Arena and pretty much all of entertainment of Wheeling, West Virginia. We are
legend.
Going, yeah, see the legend in that town. But we were doing it live from the building where I saw my very first concert in. So I am very excited that we get to do it live from the West Banco Arena this Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central.
In West Virginia.
In West Virginia, we'll be live with my uncle, and we'll be recapping a 36-year career. And honestly, I'm honored to have this show, and I cannot wait for Friday. So if you guys...
Hopefully Aaron doesn't cry.
Oh, dude, there's going to be... I
feel like there's going to be tears shed.
You're gonna have to pick me up a couple of times. Probably. I've been researching today, and it's going to be...
We're excited to talk to Uncle Denny.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's done a lot of cool things. Tune in Friday if you can. If not, definitely download the show and find out all the cool things he's done. But more importantly, check out Austin Bishop music everywhere you can find music. Honestly, one of the best guys out there, and he's going to have
Support
a career.
Independent artists.
I tell you, he's an amazing songwriter as well, too. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
The Melodies and Memories podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives us soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Jillian and Aaron connect more melodies and memories with the fans and artists they love. Thank you for being a part of this musical journey, and we will see you next time on the Melodies and Memories podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber.